AITA for getting my daughter's ears pierced without telling my husband? Context. Me F26 and my husband Am32 welcomed our daughter several months ago. So far we've agreed on every decision made regarding our daughter, but the topic of piercing her ears came up and he said he didn't like the idea despite me explaining that one, it's normal thing for babies, and 2, it looks pretty, 3, no it's not cultural, we're both white, but it's a great new experience emo. He said he needed time to think about it, but weeks went by and he hasn't said okay yet. Mom suggested we do it behind his back and he'll then come around and see for himself that it's a good thing since he was having doubts and being indecisive. I was hesitant, but I agreed and chose a day where he was out all day. Thankfully it went smoothly, but when my husband got home and found out, he lost his temper and went on about what a major breach of trust I just committed and how I should have never decided to do this without him fully agreeing, since he's the parent too, and got extra mad that I went behind his back and was being sneaky and untruthful about it. I tried to explain that first it was my mom's idea and I didn't think he'd overreact like that, but he insisted that I did was not okay and that I overruled him as a parent and damaged the trust we have, and also put our daughter through pain and discomfort. I had an argument with him and told him he was acting like this as just his daughter. I'm the mother and my opinion does have heavier weight than his to some degree. He got offended by that and went to stay with his mom, who called and berated me for going behind her son's back and treating him as a less than when it comes to our daughter, but I never understood why he thought that. He is not talking to me now. I think he's being selfish by saying he needed time to think about it and trying to stall without considering my point of view. Mom is on my side here, but he and my in-laws said I screwed up for making such decision without his okay, and going behind his back to get it done. AITA? Edit. Putting this out there, my husband was aware that I had plans to get our daughter's ears pierced, and we've had many discussions about it, so it wasn't like it was out of the blue and I didn't bring it up with him. I did, but he kept giving me the same, I need time to think about it, the entire time. How long was I supposed to wait? Why he kept stalling instead of just saying, just no. He just kept stalling and putting off any further discussions, compromises that we could have had as a way maybe to get me to just abandon the whole idea. Oh wow. YTA. And in a huge way. Let me count the ways. 1. Putting your ideas of what is pretty for a newborn ahead of your husband's opinion and concerns. Point 2. Putting your mother's opinion in front of your husband's. Point 3. Sneaking around behind his back to do this because you knew he would be mad. Who does that? 4. Acting completely shocked when he actually did get mad. I'm literally rolling my eyes. 5. To add insult to injury, you then told him, I'm the mother and my opinion does have heavier weight than his. Are you kidding me? 6. You are now so confused as to why he isn't talking to you and why his parents are mad. And you and your mother are calling him selfish. But you just can't understand why he left. I hope you enjoy being single. And possibly a single mom for that matter too. He may not come back after all that you did. Backslash. .. Backslash. Treating him as a less than when it comes to our daughter, but I never understood why he thought that. My opinion does have heavier weight than his to some degree. Backslash. .. Backslash. Less than you answered yourself. YTA. No doubt about that. Good luck to him. YTA. And he's right. You've damaged the trust and asserted that you have more of a say in your daughter than he does. Which is a fucked up and rude as hell thing to say. I also think that piercing babies is dumb. They don't need accessories and permanent changes shouldn't be made to their bodies until they're Old enough to ask. YTA. It's a child, not a Christmas tree for you to decorate. And you explicitly went behind your husband's back for it, too. Massive YTA. I'm sure he did consider your point of view. It's just that it's an invalid point of view. You unilaterally decided to make a physical cosmetic change to your child in a deliberately deceitful way. Shirked responsibility by blaming your mom and then told him you matter more than him as a parent. Ear piercing might be a procedure that's usually relatively harmless, but if my partner snuck around and took a huge dump over our partnership like that, I'd be seriously reconsidering whether I wanted to be there. YTA. 1. It's normal thing for babies, and 2. It looks pretty. Terrible reasons to get outdone. Also, you went behind your husband back listening to your mother because you wanted to do what you wanted to do anyways. You know you'll be pissed he went behind your back listening to his father. YTA. Did you even read your own post? I'm the mother and my opinion does have heavier weight than his at some point. No, it does not. Berated me for going behind her son's back and treating him as a less than when it comes to our daughter. Well, how else did you think he'd take it after you told him that? YTA. For doing it to an infant. YTA. For doing it against your spouse's wishes. YTA. For doing it behind your spouse's back. YTA. For thinking it's perfectly alright to present your spouse with a fait accompli. YTA. For trying to shift all the blame to your co-conspirator. YTA. For minimizing your spouse's rights and opinions on the matter. YTA. For me, it's not normal to get babies pierced. Where I live, it's more common to do it when they actually want it themselves. Should a baby need piercing to be seen as pretty? That sentence made me feel sorry for your child. Apparently her look is more important for you than her Heath and husband's consent. YTA. I don't blame him for being angry. You were definitely sneaky and untruthful, and then tried to blame your mom for it? Also, I'm the mother and my opinion does have heavier weight than his at some point. What on earth makes you think this? I don't think that his mother should have gotten involved, but you are still YTA. Putting aside the lack of respect for your husband for just a moment. Did you know babies can't be pierced with a needle and have to be done with a gun? This is bad for so many reasons and can cause massive issues as the child grows older. Did you go to a reputable piercer, or did you go to Claire Accessories or somewhere similar to that, where they put someone untrained on a piercing gun? Have you wondered why a reputable piercer wouldn't pierce a child? Going back to the betrayal. You knew it was wrong, so you did it anyway. Something like mutilating your child's ears for no purpose except, it looks pretty, without the permission of the other parent is wrong. Then you say, it was my mother's idea. If your mother told you to jump off a cliff, would you do it? You basically then told your partner that his opinion on how your daughter is raised and looked after doesn't matter unless he agrees with you. That is his child as much as it is yours. As you said, this wasn't a cultural thing. It was a vanity thing. Babies aren't fashion accessories. If both parents agree to have it done, then that's on you both, but anyone who has done research into piercings with piercing guns know it's a bad idea. I didn't even have to read the post to think YTA. And then I read the post and I'm kind of disgusted. Not only is piercing a baby's ears extremely dangerous, because I know damn well you didn't actually go to a piercing shop. My guess is Walmart or Claire's. But to blatantly disrespect your husband, the father of your child, and his extremely valid concerns, and then call his anger an overreaction, is actual bullshit. My ears were pierced as a baby. At a Walmart. And as soon as I could take them out I did, because they were extremely uncomfortable due to me being a baby and not being able to leave the piercings alone. YTA on literally every level imaginable in this situation, and I'm looking forward to the consequences of your actions within your marriage. And I really hope your child doesn't experience too much pain due to your selfish mistake. YTA. You went behind your husband's back to do something he hadn't agreed to. And then when you got caught you tried to pin the blame on your mother instead. You knew what you were doing was wrong when you started out. Otherwise you wouldn't have chosen a day when you knew he'd be out all day. Take the earrings out. Clean the holes well so you don't end up with one of the many horrible infections you can get from dirty piercing equipment. And apologize. Maybe tomorrow you come home to, "Hey, hun, check this out. Got little Becky here a neck tattoo. Yeah, it's a turtle taking a bite out of an apple. My dad always thought it was cool and did it for all of us. And it's okay because my personal opinion is that it's normal. It's pretty. And as a great new experience." Quote. Also, if you don't like it, it's my dad's fault. YTA. You screwed up big time. Not just for the earpiecing but for multiple things you mention in your post. What about your daughter making the choice to pierce her ears when she's older? You took that away from her too. YTA. Just because your mother thought it was a good idea, you can't dismiss the blame. Apart from the fact that it is indeed a breach of trust. Why do you have to pierce your baby? You could have let the child decide when she is old enough and not exposed a defenseless baby to such pain. What is wrong with you? You are the selfish one. I agree with him completely. You just don't do that. Get your priorities straight. WTF. YTA. He wanted to think about it. And you completely ignored him because your mommy told you to be deceitful? Also, for getting her ears pierced at months old. There's literally no rush? Why be out of spite? Do you even like your husband? I didn't actually know there were still shady businesses that pierced infants instead of going to a reputable place that requires consent from the person getting pierced. YTA. You knew he wasn't okay with getting your plural daughter's ears pierced. And you didn't care about his feelings enough to hold off. Worst thing that would have happened if you had waited for him is your daughter wouldn't have pierced ears right away. Oh no. Instead, you showed your husband quite clearly how little regard you have for him. You're parents now. You're supposed to be in this together. Disgusting. YTA. I think it's shitty to permanently alter a baby's body because they cannot consent. It was extra shitty to do it with no input from hubby. YTA. You don't appear mature enough to be a parent.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.